Good morning, Year 5. It's Monday morning and we're going to continue with our PSHE this term, which is all about careers and the world of work and our future. So today, for today's lesson, all you're going to need is access to the internet. We don't need pen and paper or our books for today. We're going to do all our work computer based. So hopefully you've got a device that we can do that on. Let's start with some total recall then, refreshing our memory of the things that we've learned this topic. Now, we've said so far that the money that someone is paid to do a job is called their what? Starts with a W, that one. If this is paid as a fixed amount every month, we call it a what? That one starts with an S. And then lastly, jobs can be known as what? 3 different words for a job there. One with C, one beginning with O, and one beginning with P. Have a pause and see if you can do those. Okay, here come your answers. The money that someone's paid to do a job is called their wages. If they're paid that as a fixed amount every month, we call it a salary. And the 3 words that we could use for jobs were career, occupation, and profession. We haven't used profession very much. I've mentioned it a couple of times. It's linked to the word professional when we talk about a professional footballer or a professional athlete. It's someone who does something for money. So you might be an artist because you enjoy doing art in your spare time, but if you paint pictures or make sculptures that somebody pays you for, then you are a professional artist. It means doing something for money. Okie dokie, let's recap what we've learned then. We said that when people choose a job or choose a career, they do it for certain reasons, a number of reasons. Last week I talked about some of the reasons that people might choose a certain job. What did we say they were? What sort of reasons would someone give for choosing a certain profession? Pause here and have a little think about that. Okay, so some of the reasons you might have given were financial gain. So for the money, jobs come with wages, like we said. So some people choose certain careers because they allow them to have the money that they'd like to buy the things that they want. Job satisfaction. We talked about that personal gain. I do a job because I love it. Yeah, a lot of people out there would hopefully be in the job that they love. They get a lot out of it. And then we talked about giving something back. The idea of contributing to a community or contributing to society. And last week, some of you came up with some really great job descriptions for some of those jobs where people really give back to a society or give back to their community. Today, it's over to you, really. You're going to look at the world of work, do some research, find out more about careers that maybe interest you. It might be you come across some jobs that you didn't really know existed. It might be that you look at some sectors that you hadn't thought about before. We're going to use a program that gives us access to loads of information about jobs. But before we do that, let's just think about why we're doing this now. Now, obviously, you're not going to enter the world of work for at least, another 6 or 7 years, because first jobs kind of start around 16. But as you go through secondary school, we start to choose some options and things like that. And having in mind some areas that are of interest to us is always a good idea. We don't need to commit to any of them by any means at this stage. And many people change their minds about career options as they get older and older. I know that speaking personally, I can think of at least 5 or 6 different career options I had interest in. And, even up until the point of university, my university degree actually doesn't have anything to do with teaching. My sort of career has gone in different paths. But having those areas of interest and that particular sort of dream or goal to work towards is a really good thing. So how are we going to find out more about that today? We're going to use something called Panjango. It's a really good website with loads of information. We're going to find out about the jobs that are out there and think about areas that you'd like to find out a little bit more about. Okay, so we're going to go to the website panjango.online. It's important we put it in like this rather than Googling Panjango, because if we Google Panjango and go through it that way, you can end up in the teacher's site rather than the session that you need. When we go there, we're going to enter the session code CAR71359. We're going to explore some of the different job opportunities and take on the challenges that they have for us. So I'll head over and show you how. So when you get to panjango.online, ignore this sign in on the left hand side. You just need to head over here and put in CAR71359. Then press join session. Put in your name here, whatever your name is. It doesn't matter. You don't need to put your full name. Just your first name is fine. And only I'll be able to see that. So don't worry about putting about your details being shared or anything like that. Okay, so then when you get into Manjango, it's a nice, big, long, very spacious street full of different buildings and job opportunities. And you can have a good old browse of the area. But what I want you to do is choose some particular red points for buildings that look like they might hold a career of interest to you. So for example, if I click on this one here, it'll bring up a little yellow box with job opportunities available at the department store. And these range from the retail merchandiser, the retail store manager, through to careers that are kind of linked to retail. So things like design engineers and web content managers. So if I'm interested in becoming a web content manager, I want to find out a little bit more. I'm going to go into here and I'd like you to read through the career information, and it's worth clicking on the find out more as well for some more information about that particular role. And then I might take on the knowledge challenge and the skills challenges that are available here. These are in some way linked to the role. If the challenge that's thrown up for you is a little tricky, you can change the level of difficulty for some of them. I'm not sure if this one will go down. Now this one, level 4 is the lowest one, but I could turn it up to level 5 or level 6 if I'm up for the challenge. Skills challenges here as well. Some of these are based for teams, but you can still have a little look at them and think about them. And again, you can turn them down if that's necessary. So have a good old look around and find out some more about some particular areas of work. Look all the way along the street, go right to the end here because there's the airport and the military base at the end here, I think. If you've got interest in aeronautics or anything like that, you'll find that over here. So, for example, if I click on the air traffic control tower, here's going to be some information about being an air traffic controller. So I can click on that, or click on pilot maybe, and find out a little bit more about what's needed to become a pilot and take on some of the challenges that they've got there. Okay, so enjoy that, find out more and more about the world of work, and I'll see you soon for another lesson.